Hi everybody. So if you can't tell, this is going to be a sad video, and I am 100% going to cry. So if that's not the vibe that you're feeling, you should probably click off. Also, if you're uncomfortable seeing people cry and like have an emotional breakdown, probably click off because I'm definitely going to have one of those. And for people who are like, I have never cried on the internet, well, I'm not you. I've busted out crying in the middle of class, alright? Multiple times on many separate occasions. I actually don't care. So, what reason am I gonna cry this week? Haha. Many reasons. Also, look at this cup. Isn't it pretty? The ombre? Ombre? What the frick did I say ombre for? Ombre? No, it's not because it's a Stanley. Actually, my mom bought this for herself, and I was like, can I have that? Because I don't have a water bottle. Alright? My other one broke. I hate the Stanley thing. It's so stupid in my opinion. But I like cups with straws, and this is a big cup with a straw, and you're gonna be drinking a lot of fluid. Ooh, what did I say? It's tea. It's sweet tea, y'all. With lemon. So, yeah, I'm like dying, mentally. Physically, everything's great. I have a great job doing something that I'm passionate about that makes me a lot of money. But I am empty. I'm so empty inside. Oh my fucking god. Like, there's light reflecting off of the mirror, but there is no spark in my eyes. None. It's gone. It's gone. I had it, but it's gone. And you know, somebody has it. So I messaged my ex yesterday. And we talked a lot yesterday and a little bit today. And, he is scaring me. Not in a way of like, oh, he's angry. In the way that he is very depressed. And he has been talking about death a lot. And that really scares me because one of the things that I said to him is, whenever, here, I'll just read it. If I ever have kids and they ask me what love is, I'm going to show them pictures of you and I, even if they have a dad. When they ask what happened to us, I don't want to start crying and have to tell them that you're gone. In an ideal world, they would be your children and they would have their father. I know you aren't attached to me anymore, but I love you so much that it makes me sick to my stomach. And he never responded to that text. And I wonder if maybe I pushed it too far. But I had said that I still loved him in an earlier text, and he responded to that one. I still and always will hold very much love for my ex. He is the first person who has ever really loved me, and he showed me how I'm supposed to be treated. And to that level of maturity coming from a 16-year-old boy is insane to me. We were 16 when we met, and almost 18 when we broke up. And I haven't been sleeping well recently. I've been having nightmares. I never have nightmares. And there are nightmares about a new guy that I have been talking to. He is technically an ex of mine from middle school, but it was like a week in middle school, and we were like, oh, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. We never really dated. And it started out amazing. It started out so good. He was so kind to me, very, very fast responses, long texts, paragraphs, telling me how he was feeling, how he was doing, catching me up, because we talked all 3 years of middle school, and like I said, we dated off and on, we kissed a lot, but we didn't talk for 3 years, and we were both like, I feel like this is a great time in our lives to reconnect. We both seemed so much more mature and happy and healthy, and just like downhill, just like straight downhill, not even like a slope, just straight down. He's terrible. He's just awful. And I mean that in the way of like, he is absolutely cold towards me. Like, he does not care at all. It seems to me like he couldn't care if I lived or died. And when I said that to him earlier today, he said, never said that. Couldn't even bother with the I in front of it. I told him one time, I was like, why do you act nonchalant? He was like, it's not an act. And I was like, okay, big tough guy, you've been hurt before, so have we all. And every time I say that, he's like, you don't know what's going on with me. You don't know me. Stop pretending like you do. And I'm like, I want to know you. And every time it's, you don't know how terrible of a person I am. I do. I know exactly what type of person you are. You are narcissistic and you are a manipulator. But just like I did with my daddy, I'm going to sit here and think that you're going to change for me because I'm insane. Here's the thing. I don't think he's going to change. I know he won't. I'm just giving him as much as I can before I leave, so that when another girl treats him differently than I do, he'll realize and try to come back, and I'll get to say, oh, now you realize. Now, 10 years later, or whatever, however long it is, it might take him his whole lifetime. He might never realize it, because he's so in his own head. He's so absorbed in himself, his own problems, that he has said himself that he does not care about how anybody else feels. Completely cold. Does not text me unless I text him. And like the naive little bitch that I am, I keep double, triple, quadruple texting him. Like, we fight almost every night. We aren't dating, by the way. We are dating. And we fight. Sorry, I forgot how good this smelled. We fight almost every night. The nights that we don't fight are the nights that he doesn't answer. We fight about mainly the same thing, and the gist, the synopsis of the conversations that we have every single night are me asking him why he cannot just care more for me, and him giving me the same response every time, which is, I've been hurt a lot, I don't trust anybody, blah, 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 blah. And I told him today, I said, if you wanted, I asked him, one of the things that bothers me is that at the start of this, he would text me good morning and good night, the full words every night. And now he doesn't. And I asked him, I was like, why can you not take 3 seconds out of your day to text me good night and good morning? And let me see if I can find the beginning of this conversation, because it's insane. His response to it, just, my mouth was agape the whole time I was reading it. I was like, ooh, what? I'm reading you this conversation. I said, I want to confide in you and tell you about my life as much as I like hearing about yours, because he never lets me talk about myself. It's always all about him. And he said, obviously you don't. And I said, I don't what? He said, you don't get I have stuff going on, because if you did, I wouldn't have to hear. If you want something, you make time for it, because I said that to him. And I said, too much stuff to care about me, so I'm not staying. You really are a manipulator. And he said, you have zero clue what I have going on. Stop assuming you know me. You don't. And I said, props to you. Would have worked on me if I was normal, but Daddy never loved me either. And he said a lot of the same things you say. And he said, yeah, but I'm not your dad. And I said, you're not my dad. But when I talk to you, I'm 6 again, begging my dad to interact with me. Begging, not begging. And he said, when you double text me, blah, 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 about his family stuff. And I said, so I'll stop texting you his name. And I said, if you don't need me, I'm gone. He said, I don't need anyone. I said, okay, so I'll go. And he said, K. Just the letter. And I fucking burst into tears. Like, sobbing, screaming, sobbing. Like, he keeps telling me, oh, this girl that I dated freshman year. Is it freshman year or is it your senior year? Are you about to be an adult? Or are you still acting like you're 12 years old? I said, listen, I've been hurt before too. He's like, I've been SA'd. I was like, I've been SA'd too. SA meaning sexual assault. I don't know how to say it. He says, I've been cheated on. Me too. I've been lied to. Me too. I can't remember some of the other things he said. Oh, my mom does this, this, and this. I was like, that sounds exactly like my dad. He's like, why are you trying to compare us? I was like, I'm not trying to compare you. I'm trying to relate to you and tell you that I literally understand exactly how you feel. You're trying to compare us. That's not what you're doing. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just completely appalled. Why treat me like this when I have done absolutely nothing? Absolutely nothing to hurt you. When all I have done is text you multiple times, asking how your day is, asking how baseball is going because he plays baseball, asking how your work is. Do you ever ask me those questions? No, he doesn't. The only time he asks me those questions is when I ask him right beforehand. The only time he says he misses me is when I tell him that I miss him. And usually when I say something like that, something sweet like, oh, I miss you, or I liked hanging out with you, whatever the case is, his response was just same, or me too. Do you have an original thought? Like, other than all of the shit that's going on with your life? Because I get that. That sucks so hard. I went through it when I was 13 years old. Listen, I understand. It takes time to cope. It took 18 years for me to cope, and I'm still not over it, obviously. And I keep telling you, I'm like, you're preventing yourself from being happy. If you would, like, open your eyes and see that I'm standing right in front of you, I care about you, I've cared about you for 6 years. Cared about you through you calling me a slut and a whore, knowing that you were the only guy I kissed, and that was all that I did was kiss you. Oh, but wait, let's bring up that one time that you groped me without even asking first. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about the time that you, in the hallway of my middle school in 7th grade, you pulled your dick out to show me what I do to you? I loved you when you texted me on Snapchat and you sent me a picture of one of my friends and said, look at my new girlfriend. Look how much better she is than you. Look how much prettier than she is than you. I'm so glad I have her. I sat on the floor of my living room and cried the whole night. I loved you when you weren't there. I loved you when you pretended like you didn't know me when I added you on Snapchat when I was 14 years old. I loved you when I was nothing more to you than a girl to kiss. And sitting here through these texts listening to you, oh, I can't bother to text you good morning because I have stuff going on. I'm sorry, I didn't even find the actual text. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Let me go back. Let me find the actual text that I was talking about. Hold on, I'm sorry, it's up here. Give me a moment. This is his words, his exact words. How can I text you good morning when I wake up an hour late to school and I have to rush to school, or I come home drained from almost every time? I said, if you are so absolutely drained that you cannot text me good morning, how can I expect you to be a good boyfriend when the time comes? And he goes, okay, I have stuff going on, bro. IDK, what that idea is so hard to grasp. First of all, you're illiterate. Learn how to type. Please, learn how to type. It really gets on my fucking nerves. I said, I do too. The difference is, if you want something, you make time for it. And he said, the difference between you and me, we go through different stuff. So your life is so much harder than mine. I've never struggled. Your life is terrible, and you struggle so much. That's what this is about, is because I don't have time for anybody else because I'm too busy worried about myself. You go to school from 10 to 3. You go to baseball practice from 4 to 6. Sometimes you go to work from 6 to 11. That's a long day. That is a long day. But I am texting you at 9 in the morning. Good morning. I am texting you at 3 p.m. How was school? I am texting you at 6 asking how baseball went. I am texting you at 11 asking if you got home safe. 'Cause I care. I work 9-hour shifts at work. I am busy. But I make time for you because I want you in my life. He's never expressed interest in any of the things that I like. I told him I write poetry. I sent it to him and he's like, it's good. I sent him pictures of me and he says, you look good. I had to ask him to call me pretty. I had to ask him to call me pretty. And that's like the only word in his vocabulary, I guess, because every time I send him a picture of me, he's like, you look pretty. Actually, he doesn't even do that anymore. He doesn't do that anymore. I showed him an outfit that I showed him this outfit. I showed him this outfit. I showed him this. These cute ass pants that I got from Hollister and this top that I got from Gabe's. And he said, very cute. And just, I hope that's not one of them. Oh, it's not. It's just my dad. Oh my fucking god, the third man that doesn't love me. I'm not going to do that. What the fuck does he want, though? I want him to stop texting me. I am so fucking tired. People keep telling me, oh my gosh, you're so young. You're so young. You'll meet him. Bitch, I have more life experience than you do. I have gone through worse shit than you do. You grew up in a suburban neighborhood with mommy and daddy who loved each other. And I grew up in an apartment where I was afraid of my mother and father arguing. And then I lived for 3 years without my dad. And then my mom got married. And I had to move from my childhood home, the place I lived in for 10 years, the house that she bought for me, the house that my mom worked her ass off to buy for me. And I had to move into this house. I didn't have a house of my own until I was 7 years old. And I've never had a real family, like functional or not. My mom's side of the family, mentally fucked. I'm gonna be honest, mentally fucked. We all have insane mental issues. My dad's side of the family, drug addicts, drunks. Mash them together, I won the genetic lottery. Am I right, guys? Because I have a predisposition to addiction and I have insane mental issues. Now, I'm not addicted to anything, except maybe these motherfuckers. Except maybe just searching for love that I'll never have, because apparently my mental issues make me unlovable, but I have an addiction to the feeling of being loved. They don't go together well, clearly. And I don't wonder if the problem is me, because in reality, I've only had one serious relationship. And it turned out poorly. Ooh. I found this little sand stuff from one of those. Ooh! Sorry. I got off topic. I like this though. I want to play with it. Come on, bitch. Get out there. Sand. People tell me, oh my god, you're so young. Like, you're gonna find somebody. You're gonna get married and you're gonna have a good husband someday and he'll love you. First of all, I hate you. Secondly, how do you know that it's even possible to love me? 'Cause, yeah, my ex may have loved me. He showed me what love really is. And I miss how he treated me. You know what the greatest disappointment I've ever experienced is? No, not even second. No, it is second. I'm sorry. Second only to finding out that even though I am his daughter, his only child, my dad will never change the way that he acts for me. And that nothing that I say or do could ever make him change or care, was the disappointment of going from somebody who made time for me even when he was in band, he had high school all day, he had a job, he had so many issues going on with his family, still managed to call me almost every fucking night, who said that I was a joy to take out, who would take me anywhere I wanted to go, not complain. To a guy who complained about having to drive me home when I told him he didn't have to. Only 40 minutes, by the way. On multiple separate occasions, my ex-boyfriend took me hours away. Not hours, but like 2 hours, or an hour. He took me an hour away a lot. And he would drive an hour to come get me. There were so many times he used to fall asleep really, really early. Like, I'm talking like 8:39. He couldn't stay up past 10 for a really long time. He would leave my house at 9:30, tired. But he knew he should have gone to bed. But he was there because he loved me and he loved spending time with me. And he would prepare and he would drive the hour home, and he would do that anytime he could. Every time that he could, he asked to come see me because he cared. To go from that type of love and patience and care to a guy who can't even fucking text me good morning is the second greatest disappointment of my entire life. And I do not know what I am supposed to do. Find somebody new. I don't want to do that. I really, 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 really don't want to have to start the process over. I know it's inevitable someday, but I'm not ready for it. And plus, I don't go anywhere. I go to work. I go to my friend's house, and I go home. Those are the only 3 places I go. I don't go to the grocery store anymore. I don't go out with my sister anymore. I don't do anything. I live the most boring and simultaneously busy life you'll ever hear about. I don't go anywhere that I could potentially meet a guy. I don't want a guy on social media. I will be 18 in like 24 days, but I don't want a guy from social media because that always turns out poorly. And plus, I don't want that. I'm not interested in that. I have thought about a few of my other exes, but they're all from like middle school or freshman year of high school, and I don't even know how I would try to reconnect with them. And people say it's bad to reconnect with your exes, but when they were good exes, I don't think that that's a bad idea. You're so young, you'll find love someday. Maybe when I'm 50. But hey, you know what? All I'm trying to say is that it'd be nice for somebody to love me in the meantime. And I had it, and he left because he thought he wasn't good enough for me. I don't understand. Like, that reason doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I don't know if it was me or not. I genuinely don't know. And it hurts more not knowing. I got love from a 16-year-old boy when I was 16 years old. When I needed it most in my entire life. I don't know if I have ever spoken about this on my channel, but I overdosed last year, almost 2 years ago. And I almost died. I stayed in the hospital for like a week or something. I don't even remember how long it was. Something like that. And then of course I had to go to a mental hospital after, which, you know, was nothing new to me. I had been there multiple times since I was 11 years old. Ripe age to be at a mental hospital. And he met me around that time, and he brought me up from the lowest fucking point in my life. He saw me at the low. He saw me with a terrible face of acne, my hair like this, because I haven't done it in a few days, because I can't bring myself to, I don't have the energy to get up and shower. I am depressed. I am alone and tired and sad, and my head hurts all the time, and my stomach hurts, and my anxiety spikes, and I am lonely, and I don't sleep well. Look at my fucking eye bags, dude. And I don't have the energy to do my hair, and I don't have the energy to do my skincare, which is turning out like this. My skin's getting bad again. And my hair hasn't been washed in like 2 days. I've been wearing the same clothes since last night, and it's the next night. You can call me gross if you want to. I am depressed. I do not have the energy to do everything. My head is killing me right now. And I love talking to you guys, and I like talking, but I cannot wait to end this video so that I can go rot in my bed again. Like I have been doing all day since I got home. I have not gotten out of bed except to eat once, and I haven't eaten in like 9 hours or something like that. And yeah, it's not a long time to eat. Well, when you're a fat fuck like me, it is a long time. And I can't wait to lay down and not fall asleep until 1 in the morning. And I can't wait to not get a text back from either of the guys the only 2 guys that I have ever felt love for. One of which is pushing me away. Well, they're both. One of which is expressing his love for me, but is pushing me away because he thinks he's not good enough. And the other one who could not give a shit less. If he tried. I think if he tried to care less, he still couldn't do it. My mouth's a little dry from all the yapping. This video is not me asking for advice, by the way. This is a rant video. I'm ranting. I'm yapping and venting and pouring out my heart and soul to random people on the internet. And I'm fine with that. Because, you know, I've poured my heart and soul out to a lot of people who are strangers now. Just like him. And the other guy. Both of them. Did I cry this video? I recorded this once before this video, and I had cried a lot in that video. But it's getting to the point, it's getting to the numb feeling, y'all. I'm starting to feel numb, like I don't have to cry anymore. Oh my fucking god, I like that part of it. I like the part where I have to cry sometimes, because sometimes you just gotta cry. But then the like numb feeling after, where I'm like, I don't give a fuck about anything, is exhilarating, rewarding, if you will. Yeah, gist of the video is, I hate not being loved, and the one person who's ever loved me left and is too sad, I guess, to let me come back, and all I want to do is show him that I love and care. And he won't, like TLDL, like too long didn't listen. Then the other guy, I am also pouring my heart out to, and he just doesn't give a shit at all. The difference between them is that my ex gives a shit. This other guy does not. But I am, again, going to go rot in bed now. So I will see you guys later.